All right, in this video, I'm going to be doing the hydraulic motor change. I'm also going to be changing the hydraulic hoses that go through. The first thing I'm going to do here, the low side, I'm going to mark low, high. And the low side, it's the one connected to the filter. This one doesn't have the external filter, it has the filter in the tank. So where the fill cap is the low side. I'm gonna mark the pole as well. Low side, high side. Here's everything that came with the kit, everything you need. First things first, dimmer assembly we have to take apart. So keep in mind, see I have towels. Without water in here, if you drop anything, even this screwdriver, the chances are it's going to land down and it's going to poke through your liner. You don't want that. All right, first thing, remove these two screws. There is a hose. Yeah. Wiggle this off here. One thing I wanted to do very first, I got a bucket of water. It's only water. All right, now it's telling us to remove the front wing caps. Now repeat, same thing for this cap. Okay, let's take a look inside. There is our motor. It is definitely the newer style. This one, there should be a propeller on the other side. Yep, yeah, so there's a propeller on this side, so there's a shaft that runs through. All right, now it's telling us to remove this piece here and this support beam. There might have been leaking. We are at the motor removal section. We gotta remove our hoses. You can mark the low side. I have it marked on the outside. You can also mark it here so you know. Get a bag. Catch the oil. Kit comes with these plastic guards. You can put them right here because it's kind of sharp. Run it just in front of the motor to create kind of like a cradle in front, so that if the oil leaks, it'll leak into the bag. Also put some something to absorb the oil. The kit comes with plugs, so we'll undo one and we'll cap it. They also have a color chart for the oil. So it's super messy. You loosen these, you'll free the hoses up. Mind that you get this on straight, because at first I had it cross-threaded because it's plastic and it was still leaking. Our two caps, the square ones go here because the fitting is flat. Wipe off all the extra oil. I did get some oil that ran down this piece to here, but I just took a few blue rags, and since oil floats on water, I soaked it up. It was a little bit. Just imagine if this was filled with water to here, this would be a lot more difficult as well, because your bag would be floating on water. Now that I got the old bag out, I'm gonna put another bag in there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna unscrew these. I am going to remove this. Six screws we got to take out, and then there's two bonding wires, one on top, one on the bottom. So I left the top one here, let that sit down. All right, we only have one screw to take out. Make sure we have somewhere to put the motor. I'm gonna take a piece of garbage bag and some electrical tape, and I'm going to wrap these because it's going to leak more, and I don't need that. All right, now we got two caps, and we're not gonna leak oil everywhere and be mad at ourselves because we have to clean up more oil. So we'll just hold this here. If any of these corners drop, it's going to poke the liner. Okay, so I think it just pulls out. Oh, the whole thing's pulling. We don't want the whole thing pulling. Okay. So I'm pushing against the propeller and I'm wiggling the motor. Okay, that was the key. Be very careful because you can puncture the liner. If you drop this, you're puncturing the liner. And that's what I thought. It was just the key. You can see it in the keyway. Okay, key. After the motor's out, next step is replacing these hoses. Skip ahead if you're not replacing these. There's the new ones. Everything's already there. So here's the hoses. The new hoses come with caps and the new fittings. All right, this time I got some gloves. I put a bag around the bucket just in case it flows over the side. This was on the new hose. All right, after you get both hoses disconnected at the splice we just did and plugged off, we can take them out. So we'll be taking this nut off, and the hose will go through the pool that way. I was able to break this free with my hands. I don't think you'll be able to do that with yours. All right, so we're back. We already got that one done. Got pulled out. We gotta undo this other one. All right, we got all the lines plugged. So I tied it off because when I take that nut off, this is gonna fall down. So we don't want it falling down. Replacement hoses, they are exactly the same. So it doesn't matter where they go. Motor, bracket, switching phase. Here's the instructions. It says we need to add the Teflon paste. As you can see on the original, there's paste around the washers. It says to add paste to the mating surfaces of the washers around the bracket and how it oozes out. 9/16. Too late. All right, we got the second motor in the same orientation, nozzle is facing out. I'm gonna wipe off both sides. That'll cleaned up. Take this motor, put it in the box. Bring our new motor over. All right, take your bracket. Teflon paste. Make sure it's squeezing out on the bottom. Just for the top. All right, I'm gonna take one. Do the top. Put down the lock washer. Actually, I'm gonna do the lock washer as well. We'll put that side up. I'm gonna do the threads. Rub it in with my finger so it gets all in there. Alright, let's tighten those down. As you can see, it's oozing out. There is no torque spec, so I'm just going to give it also oozing on the bottom. We are ready to put the motor back in. We'll put the fittings up. There's a keyway here, so that's in line with the bracket. So we need to make sure that our keyway is matched up with our bracket here, so it's pointing here, same as our motor. Get all of our screws ready. All right, let's do this. Line the keyway up, wiggle that in there, okay. Drive it only 90%. All right, we got 4 of them drove in 90%. Then we got our bonding wires. Always finish almost everything I do with a manual screwdriver, because with an impact you could easily overpower the material that's going into and strip it out. Alright, we already took out the seal here and the seal here, and then there's a seal between the liner and the metal wall panel. So it's here, just screw this. The 2 back ones, the cork and the rubber, and we'll leave one on the face. Cork and the nut go on the other side of the pull. This goes in between. And so that it doesn't fall, we'll stick the hose in there right away. So remember, we need the one on there still. Now we're back underneath. Take our new nut, our new cork seal. So before going to the opposite side, make sure you turn these loose so that the hose or hydraulic line could slide through. We are ready to put the hydraulic lines back on the motor. We are here saying the low pressure needs to be connected to the A. Looks like that. This is our low pressure. Right there on the side looks like an arrow. Get a close up. Look good in there. There's no debris. There's this nut. I'm gonna take this nut off. That we'll put in the front side. Make sure to put the nut on first before we go any further. Alright, keep in mind, tighten this one in first. You should be able to hold the nut on the bottom. Just tighten it a little bit there. Good to go. Now I'm going to take off these caps. I don't know if they have oil in there, but I would expect there to be oil in there. It says to inspect the O-ring. Okay, Okay, there's the O-ring. Make sure it's all the way seated and not popping out. We are good. Not too tight. So looking at it now, it probably would have been easier for me to put this one in first because there's limited room. Doing this one first. Pull these out a little bit so that they're coming straight out and not like this, rubbing. Want it like that. We can tighten down these. So these are where they're supposed to be. Now we can go behind here and tighten these in place. All right, back underneath. These we need to snug down. I have a pretty strong grip, so I'm gonna go hand tight. You maybe want to go nice hand tight and then give yourself an extra little go here. Now come out, make sure your hoses have stayed. Motor completely installed. Now all we have to do is put back our support there. Put on these bench covers there and there. And we also need to put this back on. It's just a little clamp and 2 screws.